Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Marek Brant. I am from AoN, and I will have a pleasure to moderate for you this afternoon industry vertical risk panel. So, firstly, this is the last panel, so many of us are a bit tired, think about kind of afternoon drink, including myself. But we will try to keep your interest high and make this panel interesting for all of you. So basically, we will have a 5 short, up to 15 minutes presentation, and at the end, there will be Q&A session to ask all of us. So just to warm you up, I'll try to make a short story. So first, a question: who knows the American toy retailer called Toys R Us? Please, hands up. Oh, many of you, because they also have a store in Krakow. Yeah, so big retailer, $12 billion of annual revenues, 70 years of history, and actually 2 days ago they filed in the US for Chapter 11 protection. So quite a news for our industry. And what are the reasons? Basically, direct reason is their inability to pay $400 million debt due into the next year. But if we again dive deeper, we will see that the underlying reason is that actually a few years ago they underestimated the risks of new entrants into their industry. So subsequently, this is another example, this is the next example of the old trade veteran who is losing a battle with the new kids of internet trade, like Amazon, Alibaba, Taobao, whatever we will call them. So the point I would like to make today is when we will look strategically into risks in business, we shall not only focus on the risk that we and our client are facing today, but mainly on the risk of tomorrow, because at the end this will impact the way how they will pay our invoices. Oh, can I have a prompter? Just, where's this? Okay, it's here. Okay, so let me please few words about my company, AoN. Basically, AoN is a big international company which provides services around risks. So risk management, insurance broking, consulting, and actually we have 50,000 colleagues worldwide, but it's 1,400 colleagues here in Krakow. So it's for me, it's a very Polish company. I'm quite proud of this. And I am part of AoN Credit together with Remco from Netherlands. And what we are doing is our services around credit risk, credit risk insurance, credit risk advisory, risk finance. Personally, I'm in AoN for 18 years, so quite a long also for me. And I am responsible for AoN Credit in Poland and in Central and Eastern Europe. Okay, so basically, at AoN we love talking about risk. We do this conversation every time. I think I would not be a good credit risk manager because of my personal attitude to risk. So, for instance, a month ago, I underestimated the risk of the storm and almost made my yacht collapse in the water. Luckily, it ended only with the lost head sail, so the front sail of this. So basically, as James' workshop shown in the morning, we all have a different perception about risk. So to not be biased by my own perception, I thought to talk about risk, it will be best to refer to the voice of our customers. And many of you here are also customers of our company. So AoN is conducting biannual global risk management survey. And this study is designed to help companies identify and manage risks in actually very complex environment and changing, which is today. This is the study, quite impressive. It's quite a strategic study for us. It's 120 pages. I bet nobody read it in full, but there are a lot of interesting findings. If you would like to have a hard or soft copy, you are welcome to me. And a lot of companies surveyed, even quite almost 200 companies from Poland participated in this survey, so it's a very local and central unit, when talking about the findings. So I would like now to invite you to the quiz. Please open your inventory application. And please indicate which risk has been nominated by companies worldwide as the most important one in 2017. There were 55 risks inquired. You see some selection of these. Some are standard, some are new risks. There has been a lot of questions about the organization of risk management in the company, how the companies are managing risk in various areas of the organization. So I wait for the votes. It's not the perception of what you think, but because then I think, okay, so what we have? Political risk uncertainties, very good. What that's the number one. The second would be property, no, excuse me. Terrorism is the second, yeah, very nice. So that's a very interesting finding. So political risk uncertainties is your top one, and you are actually very close. So let's just move quickly to the findings of the survey. Thank you very much for your participation on this. I would like also to refer the slide. And let me move to what our report has shown. Okay, just a second. Okay, so as Warren Buffett said, it takes 20 years to build a reputation, but 5 minutes to ruin it. So actually, damage to reputation, to Brant, not to Marek, Brant, I hope, is the key risk indicated globally. So particularly today, in the era of Twitter, many companies are very vulnerable because negative information quickly disseminate around the world. When we will look at respondents in Europe, you will see economic slowdown. It's quite obvious due to Brexit implication, due to uncertainties in various markets in our region. The risk which you name it is also very high in most of the regions, also including Poland. So regulatory legislative changes. And going to Poland, you may also see that counterparty credit risk is ranked very high. So why is this? So firstly, when we will look at the insolvency ratio in business in Poland, we will see only moderate increase. But actually, as some of you know, the job of credit managers in some industry became a work of a blind mine detection unit. And it's because of very extensive tax investigation, who sometimes nobody knows where they are already conducted. And the results already has killed in recent months quite good businesses. Yeah. Surprisingly, you will not see here, for instance, tornadoes like weather disasters. These are old risks. These are well managed by most of the companies, insurable, and no big worries for this kind of events. Yeah. If we will also look at our credit risk, you will see that a number of risks is among top 10, which directly or indirectly influence the way our customers are paying money. Okay, let me quickly move to the final finding. So what this means, basically, as you will see, most of the risks are not insurable. You cannot even hedge many of these risks. So as if you have a company, you can insure your assets, inventory, trade receivables. You can even insure the account payables on the dark side. But you can never insure you against competitive innovation in your industry. So therefore, when talking about future risk, this is also one of the inquiry. We will see that actually risks relating to competition, to changing client expectation, to innovation will be even higher on the agenda of all industries. So the words we hear like big data, blockchain, disruption, they are challenges for many of the industries. And I think it may be that very soon we will have to answer a question how to evaluate credit risk and how to manage credit risk in a Bitcoin transaction. thank you. This was a short introduction from my side. Now let me please introduce Piotr.